Hey, so welcome everybody. This is episode 2 of Inquisitive Mind of Louis T and Friends.
All right.
Speaking of friends, I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna start on the opposite side. Start with my man Ice Cold Keith. You wanna say something, Keith?
Yeah. My name's Keith Howard. From my radio days, my name was Ice Cold Keith. I hated that name because white people in rap always get associated with
ice
and snow
and cold things.
I thought you would have hated it because it didn't have enough K's. But next to Keith, we got my man DJ Battle, Jeff Battle.
Yeah, man. DJ Battle NC is my social media. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything.
All right.
DJ Battle NC.
All right, and of course he's on my right.
So,
Introduce yourself, Lee Hustle.
it's your boy Lee Hustle, man. Hustle Rue _ having my way on Instagram. Rue Taylor on Facebook. Lee Hustle GGMB on Snapchat.
And yo, he's a good follow. You know what I'm saying?
Harsh Reality.
Harsh Reality, man. Best stop Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't know, hopefully you're going to find out. The Inquisitive Mind of Louis T. Me, Louis T. Hashtag IMoLT. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about a lot of parallels from 2018 to some of our glory days, the 90s, and just, and a few other topics. I wanted to kick off talking about a recent trend that one of the recent trends that's kind of come back up, collaboration albums. Recently you had Davey, Styles P dropped the album, G Herbo, Southside, they dropped the album this year, Huncho Jack. There's been a few other just even talks of like collaboration albums. There's the Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole supposed to do one, and a few other ones. But so I just want to talk about some of like everybody's favorite collaboration albums. Some ones that like disappointed, like something you might have been hyped when it finally came out, it was just letting down, and just everything in between there. Like for me personally, to kick it off, to get the ball rolling, one collabo album that really hit the mark was the Fab and Jada. Like it gave me production wise. I was very skeptical. It got pushed back, but the Fab and Jada it was originally going to be called Freddie versus Jason, but I think the name is something else. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right.
That really hit the mark for me.
That I agree. That had a really nice build up too, because if memory serves me correctly, was it every Friday? They were, because I think Fabulous every Friday.
So it started with Fab and Clue.
Yeah.
Every Friday.
He was dropping it, and then Jada and Envy picked up and was dropping it, and then like towards the end, they did a couple collabo freestyles or people mashed them together. I'm not, I don't know,
because those Fabulous ones where he was taking all the beats from the 90s were crazy.
He was on fire.
Fab was going crazy. Man. Jesus.
So
but how could you go wrong? I mean, I'm kind of partial to those beats.
Like he
over here.
Yeah, you can grab your microphone.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I just want to before y'all go on to, I just want to say it wasn't really it wasn't all that to me. I really wasn't really. I ain't really listened to too much of it, but from what I did hear, it was like, okay, it's finally here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really. It ain't really catch my attention like that.
I will admit, to your point, that I thought that the mixtapes or the ones that we were just talking about, the freestyles, were better than when the actual project came out. Like I wasn't mad at the project, but I didn't think it was as good as the individual freestyles that were coming out. And you couldn't have cleared those beats to put them on an album anyway. Right. So I mean, like I admit that has all those songs that he was picking, I was a fan of the original version of the song.
But
and
sometimes
he did crush it. Like,
Yeah.
he completely crushed those beats.
every last one.
yeah, like when was it was a Bad Boy beat, the little with the little
Been around the world.
Oh yeah,
Been
the
Around
remix.
the World.
But it was the remix.
remix.
The remix
Yeah,
beat.
yeah.
Carl Thomas remix.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He
yeah,
even did Black Girl Lost in a good way that I thought was
Yeah.
was that a Nas song, Black Girl Lost?
Yes. Yep.
And he even flipped that good. I mean, like, they were all
I mean,
fantastic.
Fab's mixed, and it's so off subject, but Fab's mixtape game is ridiculous. Like, and it's so funny. I know it was Battle. Can't remember if it was you. We went to go see Pusha T and Fab.
Fab, yeah.
But at the time, we could care less about Fabulous,
Right.
Because he was because he went so mainstream. It's like, because we thought Pusha T wasn't gonna be there, so we would like, I had a free ticket, but we were not gonna go to the show because like, we don't want to pay money to see Fab. And now turn around, that's so far from the truth. I would be so ecstatic to see that show now.
Now,
I was
probably-
never.
go ahead, man.
Like I was never a big fan of Fab's actual projects. Yeah, his albums. I was never a fan of the full project. There'd be a song or two in there, maybe some verses that I really rock with, but like as far as the whole project, I wasn't trying to like. Yeah. That's just not what I'm listening to. But his mixtapes, like that's the rapper that we all wanted. You know?
And I feel like, and to bring it back around, I feel like we got that on the Freddie vs. Jason. Like it wasn't a lot of. It wasn't a lot of.
It was definitely more mixtape Fab.
Yeah, it wasn't those R&B songs. He had Swiss on it. Yeah. So I mean, that was one of my.
And he's trading with Jada. I mean, like. There's another heavyweight right there, so you got to step up to the plate.
So I mean, so you didn't see that wasn't one of your fans. So what was a collaboration album that you was a fan of? Not necessarily recent. It doesn't that was one of the newer ones, but just in general, what's some two people that got together and really gave you what you wanted?
Man, Blackout, bro.
Oh man,
it's the best one. If
I almost
not,
don't even consider
if not
it.
the best, bro. If not the best duo.
Yeah.
Now I don't know why Jada and Styles ain't never make a collab album.
Yeah,
that would be dope if they do like a whole back-to-back album,
man.
like how.
Because she could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
still, like they could.
They
still
did
do
that anyway, though.
And you're getting that's later, but yeah.
I know, because like I got a point for that too, but yeah, for sure.
But Blackout, man, Method
Method
Man and Redman together, bro, is like. I don't see no other duo stopping them, bro.
Like, yeah, I mean, I can't knock that. Man. I honestly wasn't that big a fan of the album, but I am a fan of them.
That album was crazy.
I never been the
biggest.
Album
was crazy.
I never been the biggest Redman fan though. Which I know he is.
Really?
Him and Eminem.
I'm not the biggest Method Man fan, but I like Red and Meth.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I like them together too, and their energies match each other perfectly. Like if
Meth really stepped up on that first album, on the first
he had to, man.
Oh, he stepped it up too. Yeah,
I don't even think.
Red was on fire.
I think of them
right
as like an official group. You know what I mean? Like
on fire.
I like Redman solo, but I definitely like them together as much as individually.
Yeah.
So what about y'all? What's some collaboration?
Hold on,
albums?
before you move on though.
Okay.
Off air, Lee Hustle was saying that he really I don't want to put words in your mouth. You were talking about R. Kelly and I don't make a habit of disagreeing with anybody from Bed-Stuy, but I do not. I can't stand that album.
Why?
It was
just that album was it ain't personal, shorty like. The track list, I can't skip anything.
So we're talking about, I don't know if he even actually said what he was talking about.
Best of both worlds.
R. Kelly, Jay-Z's collaboration album, which I felt like that kind of set the trend of disappointment for collaboration.
Yeah, me and Lewis, I don't think Lewis wants to disagree with you on camera, but we've talked about how bad that album was.
No, actually, I disagree with him. We have a show. We have a show together of disagreeing. But no, I went back because, like Jeff, I did my homework, and Best of Both Worlds was not as bad. Like, it wasn't great. Like, so
it was great, bro.
It was not great.
Man, it was a 10. I get 5 mics in the sauce.
They had no chemistry.
Wild.
They had no chemistry.
I mean, it was cool, but like, I still don't even put it in the top 5.
Top 5
of like collab albums? No way.
No, of their albums, collab albums.
Plus, considering their history, like considering Jay. With what eventually happened later, I felt like, Because I think we could all agree that if there is chemistry, you can notice it in the project. Well, I didn't feel like they had any. It felt like he was rapping across the country in New York, and R. Kelly was rapping in Chicago. Like, I didn't feel like they had any chemistry, and then I didn't know what, because I think it's probably. I was gonna say, is it safe to say Tata? Or like, remember he got maced. And they were having nothing but problems when they went on tour and did the
tour stuff like added onto it.
So
but like, if you look at just the actual music, you know what I'm saying, just the album, there's not one song on that album that's in Jay-Z's top 50.
Yeah, I can't even tell you what the single. I can't even.
There's
tell
no
you
song on the album that's top
that's
50 Jay-Z song.
The biggest song was Body Yaddy Yaddy. Like,
yeah, and like that song didn't age well. That song was hot in the moment, but right now that song's not.
I just want to take you home. But
what about the don't let these streets get the best of you?
I don't
crazy?
even remember that.
No, I don't even remember that song.
Y'all kidding me?
Were you in New York when that song was?
Hell yeah!
And people were fucking with it then.
We was fucking with it.
Nah.
I can't argue with that. New York like that. I mean,
that must have been just New York though.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of just New York. You know.
So name one song on that album that was hot as Fiesta, the Fiesta remix.
No, that was dope.
That's a good point.
That was dope.
Or yeah.
The Fiesta remix was dope.
Yeah, like there was nothing on that album that was.
Give
as
me
dope
1
as
second.
As dope as Fiesta. Hold on.
I got it right here. I was just listening to.
So I mean,
I couldn't believe they went back to the well and did a second album because the first,
and made it worse. Because that's the one that's trash.
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business.
Yeah, they should have finished
so bad.
the business the first time.
Like,
wow,
business was closed.
Well, business was finished.
And that leads into thanks Keith for advancing to disappoint. Well, at least for me, disappointing albums.
I know, yeah. I didn't know where to go because we still haven't talked about ones that we liked.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can jump into ones that I was like disappointed by.
Shit, Take You Home With Me is up there with Fiesta.
Nah, nope.
No?
Because like I can play Fiesta tonight at the club. I can't.
Lee Hustle is in the minority here, so you get your facts together. Battle. What was one of your favorite collab albums? Yeah,
man, Black Star. You know what I'm saying? Mos Def and Talib. That is probably
that's a dope album.
The best collab album that I can think of.
That's a dope album. No biasness.
I don't think nobody will disagree with that.
No biasness.
I mean,
I like Talib better than Mos Def, but no biasness. That's dope.
That was
and that's another
that was such
one.
a moment too when that happened.
Think of them,
that was crazy.
Like I almost think of them as a group more than solo. Because
that was how they came out.
Yeah. So
can we talk? Is it for my answer? Would it be? Can we say songs too? Or does it have to be whole projects? Because if it's songs, it would be for me AZ Nas. Every single time, the Essence.
That would be a great one for one of those albums that you would like to see made.
Man, today, they told me tomorrow. If there was
a Nas AZ album,
and they talked about it a lot. Like honestly, I wish I knew what the holdup was, because if it was popularity back in the day. I bet AZ could call up Nas now. Like,
no question.
As bad as that last album was received, AZ's probably like, "Hey, what you doing now?
What's going on?
What are you doing now?" Yeah. But I would love to I think they had 3, maybe 4. I usually can name off the top of my head, but I'm getting old. But they had the Essence. They had what's the one from the first album?
Wasn't it Life's a Bitch?
Life's a Bitch.
Yeah. And then there was at least 2 more, maybe 1 more, where they got together, and it was
my face.
It was always great.
I'm very biased when it comes to those guys.
You don't like them?
Fuck about Nas, bro.
You don't
none of them.
Word?
I'm
AZ, BK.
Nope,
how do you like AZ?
Now look, you know what's funny about this? This is a funny story. AZ father was my principal in fucking 324 in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. His name was Mr. Ed. I kid you not.
Mr. Ed.
Wow.
I kid you not, man. I used to get sent to his office damn near every day. He was cool as hell though.
Yeah.
He had a picture. He used to have a picture of AZ on his desk. Cool as hell. But anyway.
AZ the rapper, just as a kid or something.
I never met AZ. Like he never.
I'm talking about like the picture you knew that was like.
He's one of my
favorite. I knew that was AZ.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He used to talk about the firm and all that shit. But I like the firm. But like once Nas and Hov started going back and forth, like I really sided with Jay, bro. Like I was like, you know what, fuck Nas, man.
You one of
I'm
those?
really one of them niggas, bro.
One of those like, nah, I can't like you because I like him.
Bro, that's
Right,
why I
right.
hate
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
listen, that's
No,
why
that
I hate
makes sense
Tupac
to me.
so
That's
much battle
crazy.
because
Yeah,
I'm
that's
from
crazy.
Brooklyn.
Right.
And I really
I
don't
never
like
felt
Pac.
that I needed to choose sides. You know what I'm saying? Like I could
I
listen
did.
to.
I did.
I had to
I
choose
mean, I
never
did
felt
too.
that
Like,
way.
When you
Right.
get on
I felt
camera
like I
and
had to
say,
think so.
if you from New York, fuck you, fuck the East Coast. I was like, what?
He was violent.
And you was born in Brooklyn? Really?
Yeah.
And you had East Coast niggas with you?
Yo, he got family in Jersey.
and
like
what's
he
funny
was.
is,
Wow.
you probably won't get this, but the only real big Nas fan here is really Jeff. Me and Keith are not big
Yeah, I'm not
Nas
a
fans.
big Nas fan.
Like,
Oh,
so
okay.
you're not.
In fact,
I mean, like,
Yeah, we are.
I hate him. I can't stand Nas, man.
I think
Old
he's
Nas.
great. Like,
I think he's smart, but
I think
he's
it's
just
oversaid.
Not,
like, you know.
I'm a much bigger AZ fan than I am a Nas fan.
Okay.
And I think they rap very different. Like, and I didn't even know that AZ wasn't from Queens because I thought, if he's rapping with Nas, he must be from Queens.
Right.
But then when I found out he wasn't, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But
That's another reason I was like, damn, you over there with, I mean, like, come on, man. Like,
How do you feel
Mega.
about
I mean,
you like
Nature.
Queens rappers?
Yeah, I like some of them. I'm not a Mobb Deep fan. I'm not.
All right.
wow.
Remember
Yeah,
when was you at the Mobb Deep show at
Yeah.
the Soapbox?
Yep.
I was there.
Yo, this what made me
Brooklyn's
not
like that though. Brooklyn don't
yeah,
like
that's
the whole
real.
outside of
God.
Brooklyn.
That is real.
That doesn't
We
surprise
was
me.
backstage, man. I was chopping it up with Havoc. I tried to
So
chop
you chopping up with people you don't like?
Nah, but listen.
right,
I'm a
fake.
fan of music, bro.
Yeah,
So
fake
as
that.
seeing
Can't be
Mobb
chopping it
Deep,
up with people I don't
I
like.
chopped it up with Havoc.
Right.
It made me really stand.
I
How
turned
did we
the-
stand? You
Let him
diss
talk,
with me?
man.
Let
I
him
want to hear
talk.
the
Yeah,
only.
man.
Damn, I want to hear
turned
the
to
story.
Prodigy, and he Prodigy yo shook me off, and I was like, what? I guess he heard me say I was from Brooklyn.
Prodigy gave you the code.
Prodigy gave me the coldest shoulder because I met a lot of celebrities. You know,
You know,
what I'm saying?
Havoc seemed cool, and Prodigy did seem like an asshole. If
He was
you
the
had just
biggest
asked me and put a
asshole
gun
I
to
ever
my
met.
head, I would have said that. Havoc seems like he would talk to people, whereas P,
He's a little more personable.
Yeah, he seems like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a few people like that ran in them circles, and I mean that's not too far from the truth from what the stories I've heard. You know what I mean? But if you didn't, especially,
Yeah, he's an
you
asshole.
know, like he got a little bit Hollywood, and rest in peace. You know,
Rest in peace. No disrespect. I
Yeah.
respect. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
But he was one of the biggest assholes I met next to Vin Baker from the Bucks. My mother took me to All-Star Weekend when they came to Madison Square Garden. I asked him to sign my basketball.
Yo.
He kicked it. And that was the worst experience I ever had.
Damn,
Vin
he kicked
Baker.
the basketball. Took a kid
Trash for
basketball
that.
and
my
kissed it.
fucking basketball, bro. Like I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Vin Baker kicked my basketball. Told
I
me
don't
get
know
out
who
of
Vin
here.
Baker is.
I was a kid,
man.
bro.
Bucks. Yeah,
I was a
Milwaukee Bucks.
kid, bro. That's crazy.
Yo, you just brought up the Firm. So before going back, I'm not even ready to jump back to the whole R. Kelly Jay-Z thing. But for me, the Firm was a disappointing collabo album. You
Yeah,
said that was one
Oh,
of your
yeah.
favorite
that's because
albums.
Yeah,
Dre.
I didn't say that was
Dre
one of my
fucked that
favorite
up though.
I thought
Yep.
you said you liked the Firm.
I just said I
didn't say it was his favorite.
I
Yeah, he
liked
said it was
I
cool,
liked
yeah.
the album, but it wasn't one of my favorite.
I was- It was highly anticipated by me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I was
those
thoroughly
names-
disappointed.
Those names,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was supposed to
even
be
the
out of
guest-
here.
I
Yeah,
even
like,
like
just the
Nature
And it was
and Core
cool.
Mega. I was like, I don't care which one you put on there. I like both of them. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really know Foxy Brown that well. I mean, I had heard rumblings about
But she
her.
was hot. Like,
yeah,
she
like
was,
she was.
you know, on
the
the come
ball
up.
was rolling. But I mean, I think I put that blame on Dre. I mean, if he was sitting here, he might speak differently. But I'd be like, I think you fucked that album up, Dre.
Yeah, I think he was going for something.
Yeah.
Like, especially in that time, because a lot of
Yeah,
people forget.
It's like coming off of a lot of things that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Dre was kind of whack right then.
Phone Tap was dope.
That shit was hard.
Phone Tap was dope.
Phone Tap was good.
It was
Phone
alright.
Phone
I
Tap
Phone
was
Tap
good.
was dope. No doubt.
My favorite joint was the Noriega I'm Leaving. And
Yeah,
then
that
the
was
Nature
good.
joint.
Oh man.
That was
Yeah.
definitely, but it, and I think when we were talking about some of this off air, and when me and you were on the phone, I think sometimes collaborations can have so much hype, or you think the potential is so good.
Yeah.
Like Woo Block. And I wish I knew
Yeah.
sports better, because like I'm sure there's some sports references where you stack a team full of talent and then the
Yeah,
chemistry's
like
not
all-star.
there.
It's just not there.
And
Like
like
the Lakers with Peyton and Malone and
And now I'm gonna jump around,
That one
which
hurt.
I should be keeping y'all from doing. But sometimes your expectations, because you want, you know, like me and Keith, like when we're not on show, we always compare music to like G.I. Joe toys and putting it together. So like a lot of times you want it to be a certain kind of way, and the Firm, like I mean, it was definitely too too shiny suitish. It was too polished.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I didn't need that.
It
from
needed a
them.
little more grime.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
Less
and
Dre.
You know,
I have two new ones that were very like underwhelming to me, and like one people really liked was the Future and Drake. Like that album made me mad. Like they missed.
Damn,
wow. Have you? Like,
that's awesome.
You've had his Jumpman.
Him not hearing it is
I haven't
awesome.
actually sit down because
Yeah.
I don't like Future.
I don't
like
either.
Drake.
I don't either.
Right, yeah.
But for Battle to not like it, especially considering that you like, you speak for.
I'm not listening to that album as a fan, really. I'm more listening to that album as a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they missed it, man. Like I wanted rapper Future, like Tony Montana, like commas Future, and then real rapper Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like where he's giving bars, and like that album, they both missed it.
It seems lazy, honestly.
And then like the beats weren't there, like just the whole production for me, and like that's another one where there's no song on that album that's a top 50 Drake song. You know what I'm saying? Drake doesn't have one song on that album that's one of his best.
What about when I agree?
So you gotta miss it, yeah.
1,000% I agree.
Yeah.
And that seems like it started the trend of because didn't Young Thug do one with somebody?
Yeah, he did.
Gucci, right?
It wasn't Gucci. It was a producer, I think.
Yeah, I felt like that did reignite the collabo thing.
But it didn't feel organic. It felt like it was done for business purposes. You know what I mean?
like something we could tour. Was
Yeah.
it done before the tour or on tour?
I forget who.
I don't know.
Young Thug did it with somebody.
I think they toured it. So I think they
They
Drake and
did
Future
tour
toured
it. They
so I
toured
think
it.
they might have done. So I think Future probably was opening up for Drake, and they were working together, and then they did a tour together.
That's
after
right.
the fact.
And then and I was working in DC
Kind of like
at the time.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
And I had some people working for me that were from like a bad part of DC, and they were, when both of those albums came out, they were disappointed too. So they didn't like, they were, and I was like, are people really fucking with that in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
And they were like, nah. And then the Huncho Jack, the one that's got Travis Scott and
Quavo, right?
Quavo, they said that didn't feel like, in their opinion, it didn't feel like.
Yeah, a lot of
hold
people
on,
said it
I'm
was
trying to think how
disappointing.
they phrased it. They said it felt more like a Quavo project,
Right,
and they felt like Travis Scott was just trying to attach himself to the energy of Quavo. And I was like, damn, that's probably true. Like there's probably some truth there.
Well, now you would think, you would think that Travis Scott has more energy, but
He does now, I bet.
he did,
You know,
yeah,
like,
now.
it would be reversed, but at the time it was probably.
So if y'all haven't got this, you really, other than him liking Biggie, you really can't, and Jay-Z, you can't really figure out what Lee Hustle likes.
That's not true.
But I think that's everybody.
He doesn't like anything. He doesn't
My
like
favorite
anything.
rapper is Gucci Mane. Besides the legends.
Damn, you lost me there.
That's what?
And guess what? He doesn't like Pusha T.
I don't.
How do you not like Pusha? You hate Pusha T?
I hate Pusha T. He's
Oh
just
my
boring to
god,
me.
that should be a whole nother podcast.
Like you like Redman, right?
Yeah, of course.
And,
Of course.
man. I feel like
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like
It's
in the
mind-blowing.
lane of the people that you like, Pusha should be right in that lane.
He just
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
feel he
Jay-Z,
too cocky for
Redman.
nothing, though.
But man, like
Too cocky.
He's
I feel like that's
very
what
cocky.
Jay and Redman
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
like,
Yeah,
you
but
know what
I
mean?
just feel that I don't get it coming from Pusha though.
I got you.
He okay. But Gucci is my favorite rapper, me being a Brooklyn nigga.
Wow.
So what's you being a Brooklyn nigga? What is a collaboration album that disappointed you,
That disappointed me.
or song? Like it's two people that you like you were excited when you saw it.
Were you happy with
heard it.
Junior Mafia? I hope so. Come on, man.
That's not a collaboration album. That's a
That's a bunch of people in the room together. That's a
It was good though.
I wasn't happy with C's.
Really?
I was happy with the other guys that I know personally, like Red and them, but C's was always trash to me. You know what I'm saying? I got a different ear for
No,
shit.
for
like
sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Well,
like
Big
what
was probably
everybody
writing
like.
most of his stuff. You know, Big was writing a lot of C
but
stuff.
it's fun. One of my favorite songs is "Crush on You."
Yeah, that was dope.
that
I
sounds
think
great.
Cam wrote that. Like
Cam wrote the whole thing.
Yeah, well,
I thought Big wrote that.
Nah, Cam wrote that. And I don't know if he wrote Little Kim's part because the original song
It was just C's, right?
It was just C's
Yeah.
on the Little Kim album, and then
That's
it
right.
was one of the most popular songs on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she put I wish I had the
He
fact,
could,
fact
you're
checker.
giving me like flashbacks.
I don't know if
I know. What are we
I don't know if
talking about?
Cam wrote
It's like
Little C's
1998.
verse or just when they did the remix with Little Kim. So, but I remember Cam wrote it. But that was one. That is one of my favorite songs. I'm not a Little C's fan, but that is one of my favorite all time songs.
I mean,
My favorite. Oh, God, bro.
I was just gonna say. I mean, see.
Man, nobody's a Little C's fan, right?
My favorite collaboration song
Yeah, I
of
mean, I
all
always celebrate
time.
C, but his voice was okay. Like, I mean, I wasn't like, I wasn't mad at C's. I thought, and
No,
especially
C's
if Big
is
was
cool.
right
Like,
hand from
yeah,
TV.
like he's
What?
a
That's
cool
your-
right
That's
hand
one of
man.
my favorite
Yeah.
collab songs.
Oh,
of
I
all
thought you
time.
were gonna say you didn't. Yeah, I think that's
Man
song?
from TV.
and
Oh,
I
Band
say
from
that's more
TV.
like a posse cut, but yeah, that is
Yeah.
definitely top.
There
10
was some really good
hip-hop
posse cuts. Me and
cuts.
Lewis had talked about that a whole
I
bunch
got a whole
times.
whole playlist.
The
of
Symphony,
posse
man.
cuts.
The Symphony.
Shout out to my homie Pat Grady, man. Yo, I did a show I hosted Major Palooza. Pat Grady was performing.
We're gonna cut this out.
And my fault, I don't, but he performed the symphony like it was his song.
Oh, word.
But he actually performed the whole,
The whole
song.
song. That's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
Is
And
that-
I went home and listened to it again like, damn, this shit is classic. Like,
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Yo,
Cool G Rap, by the way.
he did some of your Monumental Mondays, right?
Who?
Is that Pat Grady? Is that the same guy?
No. Different dude.
Different Grady?
Right. I think so.
yeah, his name on Facebook is Pat Grady.
Like,
Or maybe
Right.
it is the same dude then. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
right.
the same. Maybe it's the same dude.
Like he got a bald head, big dark skin guy.
and he got
Yeah.
clothing
Okay.
company, right?
Yeah. That's him. That's him.
I
My
don't
bad.
know.
I was.
Yeah, I think he got like
I was thinking of somebody else, but yeah,
He
that's
does
him.
it. Yeah. He sound like. I think he sound like Cool G Rap.
Yo,
He
man,
sound
like he's nice off the top of the head.
He
Man.
nice, man.
Yeah,
Nice.
he can rap.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah.
So did you answer the question?
What question?
What a collaboration that you were disappointed in? Like something that you saw, like you see, like because you hear about these things, you see the name, and it's just like,
I got one for you. Metro Boomin and Big Sean. That was the other one.
Terrible.
Man, I was so mad at that album. I was so mad. Like,
That's right in the same vein of what we were just talking about, where it was like they saw the success of Future and Drake, and then they saw
yeah.
Young Thug and whoever the other person
Right,
was.
yeah.
They went, we should put Big Sean with Metro Boomin.
And it's gonna be club bangers all day, right?
Yeah,
and
it
that's
was-
not what they did.
And that one actually was a dud. Like that didn't find its audience
that
at
was
all.
another one that made me mad, man. Like,
Did y'all hear the See, we listen to different stuff. Do y'all listen to Hood Rich Pablo One?
Who?
Hood, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But
Hood Rich?
Hood Rich, it's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? He a newer guy, but his name is Hood Rich Pablo One, and he dropped the first shit with Danny Wolf. It was Danny Wolf is a producer. He's
Yeah.
a new producer. He dope. He
Where
real
do these
dope.
people live?
The A.
Okay.
okay.
But it was kind of disappointing. To
So there are people
Yeah.
coming up in Atlanta
yeah,
right now.
Yeah, but they big. They getting big now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Danny Wolf, be on the lookout for that name, producer wise. He dope.
What? What's the dude rapper's name again?
Hood Rich Pablo One.
I love that name.
Pablo One?
I love that name.
That's a long
Hood
ass name.
Rich Pablo One.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Pablo
just
One,
off a
man.
Wait,
name,
what was
I
that
want to
Pimp
check
on-
him.
What was it, Pimp on the Boondocks?
Back.
He said, please say
yeah,
the whole thing.
Like, you gotta say the whole name.
Yo, just off of his name, I want to check him. That's.
But like
dope,
off
yeah.
top, like what I said off camera, I just want to say on camera, Federal, Yo Gotti and Moneybag Yo collaboration. That album front to back, I can't skip anything. Dope.
Never heard it.
What?
I've never listened to any Moneybag Yo.
You should check out Moneybag Yo.
I
You should check out Moneybag, yeah.
I love the energy from Memphis. Like like Memphis. I love their energy.
Yeah.
Like what's my man to be on? Is Moneybag Yo the one to be on like Instagram?
Nah, it's Black Youngster.
Black Youngster.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, that shit's funny as hell to me. You
Yes,
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and Yo Gotti.
Oh,
I liked his commercial stuff.
Yeah,
Like, I like Juicy. Like, I mean, I like the end, but like Jeff would say this. That's not anything that I'm riding to. So I have no place in my life as a 40+ male.
That's true.
To listen to Memphis music.
Right, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If I was still going to clubs or, you know, maybe like sometimes if I'm entertaining maybe a spades game, but usually when I'm doing spades, I'm the youngest dude. So none of them want to listen to
anything younger than
that music.
Oh, excuse me.
I thought it was gunshots.
Gunshot.
I thought it was gunshot.
I was
Damn.
about to reach for the the drill, the Thule.
What about y'all? Can we go around the board? Top 5 albums of the year. It's the end of the year.
No.
Oh man.
No.
Yeah, because like
I would need
that's
to
always
prepare
hard
for
on
that.
me. Yeah, because like I never know what came out. I can't
Do
remember.
y'all want to hear my 5?
I have to look through all the albums that came out.
Can I just say my 5?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. Go ahead.
Nah, fuck it.
He don't even want to now, Lewis.
Victory Lap,
Those.
Street Gossip, Lil Baby. His album just dropped.
I ain't listened to it, but I heard good things.
Tanner Talk 3.
Don't even know what that is.
Benny the Butcher. Westside Conway and Westside Gun. You
Oh, I mean, yeah, I like the freestyles. But actually, Keith is the one to put me on to them. But yeah,
don't listen? You listen to Tanner Talk 3?
It's.
You by
I mean,
yourself.
I'm aware and I'm a fan of what they're doing. It's just I think I'm a little too old for it.
I mean, matter of fact, really, when we did the release party,
I've only heard like I'm a fan of what I'm a fan of how they're rolling.
they move.
Yeah, yes, and like I think maybe, and I mean, admittedly, I'm 41 years old, white dude, like.
come on, don't
They-
put the white
but-
dude in there. 'Cause
Hey,
you
bro,
listen to
I mean,
stuff
like,
that-
I
They
think that's-
rap like it's 1993. Which
Yeah, which is
and
what,
stuff.
which is why I even like comparatively, which is why I mean, yeah, I guess I'd say I'm a fan. I don't listen to enough newer music on a regular basis to have like a really. But yeah, if I had to say what camp is really doing it right now, I would say. I mean, the very first thing Def Jam did is sign them guys.
Not Def Jam.
Nah, it's Shady.
Well, no, it's the guy who came from Shady.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Rosenberg.
Rosenberg. But
Rosenberg.
I thought they signed the Aftermath.
They signed to Shady, not Aftermath.
But he's
okay.
But he's now
he's the
guy
head of Def Jam.
of Def Jam. So I don't
Okay,
know
okay.
what
He's
label
the
they're
top
on.
of the top
Okay,
of Def
okay.
Jam.
I don't know
so.
what label they're on, but I'm sure it's all.
He
the
was able
lines
to
are
bring them
blended.
over because he
Okay.
signed them over there, and there's a rule when you sign with certain people, you
Yeah.
can leave with them when they leave.
Well,
Dummy
he run
Boy
both of them.
is my Dummy Boy and Meek is my last 2 albums, top 5 of the year, man.
Now Meek, I see that's odd to me because I think the Meek album I could listen to all the way through. I don't think I could listen to the Tekashi 6ix9ine all the way through.
It's a great album.
And we're gonna talk more Tekashi.
And I
We're
hate
gonna
that-
talk more
it's
Tekashi
crazy.
later. But to put a pin in that, I tried because I told Keith that this was, when and like I said, we'll touch this a little bit later. But I tried because I felt like this was his like first album, like his like real album, commercial. He got Scott Storch. He had Kanye, Nicki on there, and it's not for me. I'm not gonna say it's good or bad, but I try to listen to it with open ears, and it's not for me.
That's crazy.
We should go ahead and get into that topic, but I mean,
Yeah,
like if
let's
you want
get
to
into
lock
6ix9ine.
this one down, that's okay.
So yeah,
Let's get into 6ix9ine, man.
No, let's not. Because if we're gonna talk about it, let's
Nah,
end it off with
man,
that.
Is he from Bed-Stuy?
I mean, unfortunately.
I think he is from Bed-Stuy.
He is from Bed-Stuy?
I mean, he's from the Bushwick area, but
Yeah,
he's
I knew
not
it was
from
either
Bed-Stuy.
Bushwick
I remember
or
He's
Bed-Stuy.
not
Bed-Stuy.
from Bed-Stuy, but he's from the Bushwick area.
I remember Casanova called him out, which he doesn't like Casanova as well, and said that Tekashi had to look at the street to know where he was in Brooklyn, which
That don't surprise me.
I thought that was
crazy.
That's
funny.
messed up.
Yeah, he's
That's
like-
funny though.
He's
That's
like,
funny.
oh yeah, we here on whatever. But anyway, all right. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish this up because this is way too long. All right. So do we want to even go back? I think we said enough about how trash the unfinished business. You got any last words to prove why Best of Both Worlds wasn't trash?
Man,
Close
I
that out.
relate to a lot of songs on that album that touch me a different way. Classic in my book.
R. Kelly is known for touching people a different way.
He won't touch me.
Wait, yeah, like let me just say some of the other ones that I wrote down. Run the Jewels. Run the
Good.
Jewels, like
Definitely dope.
I mean, like they've turned that into a whole group.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was it Prime?
Dope.
Yeah, I thought Prime was good.
Royce
Roy-
5'9",
Royce
DJ
5'9",
Premier.
yep.
I think the those two examples are great. Like I think for me, I can
you
just
familiar
speak
with
for
them?
me. Like it's got to be genuine.
Yeah.
Like that you can't just jam
Right.
two people together and
I
then
agree.
hope that goodness comes from
so
it.
for
Like,
people, because for people that's unaware, Run the Jewels is Killer Mike and LP.
Which was very organic if you hear the story on how they came together.
Yeah, those guys are friends. You know what I'm saying? Like they have been friends.
And LP, it's like two things. One, like the Prime. I don't know if do you consider that a collabo? If a producer and because at least LP is rapping.
That's true.
You know, but it's just Royce rapping on Primo beats.
I mean, it's the same as
the other three examples.
Metro Boomin and Big Sean.
And then
I was gonna question that too, but you know.
Yeah. But they pushed it as a collaboration. Yeah. Like they pushed it as a I've always considered if you go with well, I guess that I was about to say like I wouldn't consider 444 a collaboration in the same way, but I guess it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know? So they didn't I guess it depends on how they market it, really.
Right, yeah. Like that was pushed as a Jay-Z album.
And I think the difference to help what you're saying, it was Jay-Z concepts.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't a No ID saying, hey, I want you to rap on this.
Right.
It's like Jay-Z is like... Here.
Plus, No ID wasn't, and no disrespect to No ID, I'm sure we're all a big fan, but he wasn't like taking somebody at the top of their game.
Also probably is not a fan.
I knew you were going to try to make a joke about something.
No,
my point is,
No ID?
my point is he wasn't a producer at the top of his game where they're trying to borrow some of that power.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
You know what I'm saying? True.
Where Metro Boomin, you know, I think the part that me and Battle were just saying is when you take somebody who's at the top of their career producing, you take somebody at the top of their career rapping, and you try to force them together and hope that something good comes from it.
Right.
It's a 50-50 crapshoot. Like it may work, it may not.
LeBron and D Wade, you know what I'm saying? LeBron and D.
Fab album. Yeah. That's how you know what I'm saying. That's how I feel about it. Yeah. Even though it was alright, but I just felt that. It ain't live up to the hype. They've been promoting this shit for years.
Yeah,
but
years.
But
that was crazy.
That shit's supposed to be off the charts.
Yes.
If I was the people who, and I got so jaded about having high expectations that when I saw Jay-Z and Kanye were going to do Watch the Throne, I automatically thought that it would probably not be very good.
Yeah, me too.
And then when I actually heard it and saw it, it was when I actually heard it and saw it, I was very impressed. Mm-hmm. And in the vein of what we're talking about, it made me think like, what did they get so right? Because you know, neither one of them. If I had to ask somebody, who do you think rapped the most in that, you wouldn't be able to say. There was a very even split between rapping. Even the production was pretty diverse. Like that was probably as good of a collaboration album as two people can do that I think I've ever seen.
So me,
greatness and greatness.
For me, I'm split on that because one, those are two people I really like.
Me too.
And you know, so especially at the time, Kanye West not so much no more, but at the time, those people I really like. And the first song, Otis, was amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing.
So, but
great video.
The video too, yeah.
The video was crazy.
But I was equally, because I'm kind of like you. I've been so jaded. I had low expectations, and I remember talking to at Jeff's house with Wes Cyphers. Google him because he's famous. But Wes Cyphers hated that album. And I was kind of into, like, it was, to me at that time, it was probably the best album for me at that time. But the album itself at that time wasn't exactly what I wanted. I wanted more Otis, and it was more like it was contemporary sounding. I didn't want a contemporary sounding album.
Right.
But I feel like it's matured well. Like some of those songs on there, like
yeah, it definitely matured well.
What's the joint Pete Rock produced?
Oh man, I can't remember.
Yeah, but the joint, the Joy, I think it was called.
Yeah,
that's another one of my favorites.
There was a lot of dope songs in that album.
Yeah, Church for the Wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right,
I bet Wes hated it.
Yeah, he hated it. I remember. I was at Jeff's house, and Wes was talking about that. He was talking about how much he hated that album. So, real quick, Any other collaboration things you want to talk about or missed on? I just want to say one thing, like you were saying how AZ, Nas, a group I would love to see put an album together, like my Slaughterhouse type group, which was also disappointing for me, would be Killer Mike, David Banner, Ron Fest, executive produced by Lil Jon. I would like them to do a whole Black Public Enemy Black Power album.
I agree with that.
That would be dope.
Yeah. I mean, I think Killer Mike.
Say the names again.
Killer Mike, David Banner, and Rhymefest.
Okay.
Executive produced.
That's interesting.
By Lil Jon.
That's wild.
I gotta give Killer Mike some more listen.
Yeah. Oh, please do. He's one of my
Killer Mike's
favorites.
also in Run the Jewels that Battle was talking about.
Killer Mike,
like
Killer. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta give him some more listen.
And you said you would like to hear a whole AZ and Nas album.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been talking about it a long time.
Yeah,
so, but it never came.
Ray and Ghost. Can we get a Ray and Ghost album?
Yeah, that would be dope. What about you? Who's somebody that would? Well, you was talking about Styles.
I want Jada and Styles.
Man, Jada and Styles. Yeah.
I think that'd be classic.
Man,
there's no way that they could possibly explain that to Sheik in a way that he would talk. Nah, there's no way.
Sheik probably going to be all for it.
I feel like because Sheik, he's talked about how. I don't know what Sheik. He's not doing juice bars.
He works at Target.
Nah, I wouldn't say that about Sheik.
Sheik?
I ain't saying nothing bad about
chilling,
Sheik.
Man. Sheik chilling.
Yeah. So all right, let's get to it. So Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I want a Rick Ross and Meek album.
I don't want that.
Yo, I want a Ross Pusha T album. See, like you're not a Pusha T fan, but
I'm not so much of a Ross album.
I think them two work well together.
I'm not a huge
Ross.
The
closest to Big since Big.
I mean,
he
look. Unfortunately, he can rap really, really well. Yes. But I'm from, and I shouldn't have been. And I know we were about to move on, but my biggest problem with Ross is I'm from the school of rap, and me and Battle have disagreed about this forever. That I need to believe what you're saying is true. If I can't believe it, and look. The bad side of it is, from a business standpoint, people love Ross because I've heard in a boardroom he's a genius, and there's no danger with messing with him because he's not like a real, super real gangster. So I'm not like even mad at him for being a correctional officer. It makes it harder for me to believe the super drug talk that you do when I know
I'm with you on that.
Let me just intervene. I'm from Borinquen Projects. You feel me? And I know COs that sold crack. I know COs that's blood. So him being the CO don't mean nothing.
Change anything, yeah.
I know COs that was selling crack in jail, selling crack on the streets.
But he's never said. I'd rather him say that. I'd rather him say, "Look, while I was a correctional officer, I was still making it happen." You know, like I wish he said, but he's never addressed it.
Or you'll say it's fictional. Yeah, like, yo, this is just fiction.
People will be ignorant to the fact that COs do that.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like coming from everybody. Yeah. Now he probably explained that to people, but he can't just come out and say that because everybody's gonna be like, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Do you believe what Ross talks about?
Him being in Miami and him running with people that I know for a fact was certified kingpins in Miami, yes. But now he might have not met Escobar and all that. How you be talking about?
Now, but you've heard how the real Rick Ross slanders him.
Yeah, most definitely. Freeway Ricky Ross.
So are we gonna touch on, or are we gonna end it off with this?
Okay. On what?
And like y'all want to talk about Tekashi, like y'all.
Rick Ross is mad though. The real Rick Ross is mad.
So,
I mean he should be mad.
Why? He's paying homage. It's not like he's running around saying that.
Yo, he's making millions of dollars off his name.
Yeah. Are we done? Like our time's
that's
done?
All right, 6ix9ine.
Nah, so
free Bix 9. Free the blood.
So everybody, close out. Say what you need to say. Start with
It's
Keith.
over?
Yeah.
Oh, word? No 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
Yo, this Lee Hustle. Hey, yo, this Lee. Oh, all right, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought he was going around the room.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, yo, this Lee Hustle, man. It's always a pleasure to fuck with the legends. Shout out to my big bro, Louis T. Follow me on Instagram at HustleRu _ having my way. Snapchat, Lee Hustle GGMB. Facebook, Rue Taylor, Harsh Reality.
Me? Yo, shout out to Louis, man. This is dope. I definitely want to do it again. Once again, my social media is DJ Battle NC, and that's on everything, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just follow me, man. I'm out here.
Yeah, my MySpace is underscore. Thanks to Lewis for having a platform for us to talk about. I mean, this is what we normally do anyway.
I know,
just
this is
putting
regular
the camera on it
Sunday.
now. I wish we got a chance to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine and not
Free
about
Big
his
Snine.
rap, just about the whole storyline. Maybe for the next time we talk.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of other topics. We just didn't jumped around. But yeah, this is Louis T. You can. It's gonna be available on iTunes. Make sure you check out some of the older content. But we're gonna be dropping podcasts. We're gonna be trying to drop the audio available on like iTunes. The third week of the month. We're gonna do one a month. We're gonna have the videos gonna be available the first of the following month, and just look for us. You can search hashtag IMoLT. Find me on social medias and all that. Inquisitive Mind of Louis T. Check for the first podcast. We talked about upcoming comic book movies. We got coming up. We're gonna have stuff. We're gonna talk about LBGT. We're gonna hip hop. There's always gonna be a conversation. So eventually we're gonna be dropping 2 a month. One hip hop and then one socially conscious kind of thing. Inquisitive Mind of Louis T. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Shouts out to Jamie Workshop.
Shout out to the what's your name, Shorty? Jocelyn. Shout out to Jocelyn behind the camera, man, taking the pictures. She went to go get our water and all that, man. Shout out to Dasani, man. Word, man. You already know, man. Dasani, man.
Cut the check.